Hello and welcome to day 8 of the 369 Medical Medium Detox. This is Andrina Woodhams or Dina Woodhams, and I'm doing this cleanse with you. So whatever you're feeling, I'm also feeling as well. And first of all, this is amazing. This is day 8. You know, you're almost there. It must be feeling really good. You're probably pretty much fed up by not having salt and food that's tasting, it might be tasting better because not having the salt, you can taste it more. But I always find that by time eight, I'm saying, okay, this is almost done now. So you're almost there. So let me just tell you a little bit about something which also might help you understand things. And that is that there are 3 types of foods. There's foods that heal, there's foods that are bad for you, and then there's foods that are filler foods. And, foods that heal are what we're eating now. Every single food that you're eating are foods that your body can use 100% of the nutrients to be able to heal itself. And that might be, you notice that you're not hungry. You don't have maybe that satisfactory feeling of when you're having, I don't know, something which is like potatoey or whatever, or, a little bit like has a lot of olive oil on it or something. So, you don't have that feeling, but you probably notice that you're not having very, very big portions. And it's because the food that you're eating, your body can use 100% of it. There's nothing in the way. All it's doing is cleansing. And so it's really interesting that you think, well, I'm not eating very much, but I'm not hungry. I might not be satisfied, but I'm not hungry. And so that's because these are healing foods. Lots of leafy greens, any type of fruit that you can imagine. The sugar in fruit is not the same as white sugar that you have in your coffee or something. So this fruit sugar theory is just nonsense. The more fruit you have, the better. It hydrates the body. I can't tell you how many nutrients that it gives it. It's a natural sugar that gives you a natural high, lots of energy without having to revert to, coffee. And also the vegetables, if you can have the organic food, it's better. Natural food is far better, if it's organic or grown locally. But even if you can't and you have to buy conventional, then that's okay. It's better than reverting to something which is processed. Now, the other category of food are the foods that are called filler foods. And these are foods that are neither good nor are they bad for you. They just fill you up a little bit. And, those are, beans and rice and quinoa and that type of food. They're filler foods. So, and also like oat flakes and things like that are, I just don't want you to eat them thinking that you're healing yourself. When you're eating them, once again, it doesn't do the body any harm at all, but it just doesn't heal the body. So I love rice, I love beans, I love lentils, I love all of those foods, but I'm just aware that when I'm eating them, especially when it's cold, you want to have like a risotto. I'm living in Italy. That when you're eating them, that you're just not eating something that's healing the body. That's all. Now, then there's the other category of foods, and those are harmful foods. That's actually bodies that are doing the food that's doing your body harm. So that is gluten, that's dairy, all gluten. The reason is not only because you're celiac, but because there's also a lot of viruses that are in the world that have to do with this polluted world we live in, far more than we're ever aware of. And what you're doing is you're feeding those viruses in the body. The body, the viruses, they love gluten, they love dairy. Sadly, eggs also is part of that. So unfortunately, I used to love eggs. I used to eat them all the time. Now that I've stopped eating them, I have to say sometimes I do. Very rarely I might have something that has an egg in it. Or even if maybe I might have once every 6 months a fried egg. The funny thing is that now that I've stopped eating them, they don't give me the pleasure that they used to, because I can feel the difference. The more that you're eating of these foods, and especially of these raw foods, the more your body wants it. You know, for example, I used to be a camel. I used to never drink water. And I said, well, I'm not thirsty, so what does it matter? But because the body is always trying to adapt to you, when you start drinking more water, what happens? Then you become thirsty. So this is something which is in reverse. The more of these foods that you eat, the more you're going to start craving them. And the less you're going to want to be craving the gloopy doopy stuff. Now, once again, if you want to have a pizza occasional, or you want to do a doopy gloop, or it's cold, or you want to have a nice risotto or a pasta, do it. I can feel immediately the difference in my body. Sometimes I still do it because I'm a foodie, but I can tell the difference. And so therefore, do it as a treat and not as something which is regular. Also, part of the foods that are bad for you that you want to avoid, canola oil is bad, and I'm also afraid to say soy. So therefore, anything to do with soy. So tofu, do not eat tofu. Do not eat seitan. If soy sauce, which I happen to also love, you can have coconut aminos instead of soy sauce. Also something else, it's vinegar. Your liver hates vinegar. What does vinegar do? You use vinegar to clean your toilets, right? You know, vinegar is not something that's going to be helping the body, even apple cider vinegar. Use fresh lemon instead of vinegar. MSG, you also want to avoid that. Processed foods, I don't even need to say, are not good for you at all. Salt, eat it in a small moderation. During these 9 days, we're not having any salt at all because we're dedicating this to 9 days of cleaning. But if you can, lower your salt intake, what you can do is use dulse. You can use algae is also very good, which is dry. Dulse is very good. And the salt that is in the dulse, just like the salt which is in celery, is something that actually the micronutrients that the body can use. And that will help a great deal. So what I'm going to be giving you in terms of an exercise today is that we all oftentimes will have lower back pain. And so there's some very easy exercises that will also help with the back pain. And one of them is if you're sitting down and you have your legs like this, I'm turning to the side so you can see it. You can take your hands and put them under your legs. You can go like this and rest your forehead on your knees. And what you're doing is you're stretching the back here. Once again, I'm also stretching that torso by resting like that. You can also put your hands in front of you if this is better. But if you can see, I'm rounding my back as much as possible and trying to put the movement not only here in the upper part, but here. And just rest like that. Okay? You can rest like that for 5 minutes, however long you want. The important thing is just to let your body just relax into the pose. And you will find that will start putting movement in between the joints here. Okay? Now the other thing, which is the reverse, is, I think I should do it this way, then I can show you better, is I'm resting with my arms down. Doesn't really matter. But what you're doing is you're just stretching your back the opposite. I think if I do that, you can see me better. Yeah, okay. That's it. You can see this better. And rest your head back. Like that. As if you're wanting to touch the ceiling with your chest. If you open your mouth, it makes it easier. Now, another thing you can do, because you want to be gentle on yourself these days, you have one more day, is that you can lie down and put any type of pillow or bolster. I'm going to be using a block because you can see that easier, okay? But you can do a bolster, and if I lean forward like that, there you go. This is excessive, okay? So I'm doing this just to show you, but just put a pillow underneath here, and you're going to rest like that, on your back. It feels unbelievably good. Drop your legs. You can also put a pillow under your knees and open your arms. So you're opening your chest completely. And by opening your chest, it's relaxing your lower back. And you could rest like that for 5 minutes, for 10 minutes. Take a break. Try not to do anything while you're doing that type of exercise, and you will find that it's going to be putting movement into your back much better. Okay, so let me give you just a little meditation before we go. Stretch your head up, close your eyes, take a deep breath in, and when you're breathing out, just sigh and follow the breath down. If you're feeling more comfortable, you can also, when you were lying down and you felt good, do that exercise that way. That's also fine. What you're wanting to do is relax in your body. Good. Now take another deep breath in and sigh out. Relax your shoulders. Relax your arms and your legs. And feel yourself being supported by the floor, being held by the floor. See if you can feel the lower part of your legs resting against the floor or the bed. Put your awareness on your hands that are resting on your knees. It was Carl Jung that said, where attention goes, energy flows. So wherever you're putting your attention, this is a body awareness exercise. Your energy will be flowing there. So if your attention is around your hips, it will help your awareness deepen into your hips. Good. That's it. Well done. Take one last breath in, and then surrender the breath out. Follow the breath down. See if you can feel this movement of you dropping out of your mind and just getting a little bit deeper into your body. That's all a meditation is. If you're hearing sounds around you of whatever you're aware of, you can hear the sounds, but bring your attention back to your belly. And you can ask yourself what you're aware of. You might hear some gurgling in the belly. That's good. That's the digestive tract relaxing. The nervous system relaxing because it feels safe. It's wonderful. Don't worry about your thoughts. They'll just come and go. You're not going to change those, but you can bring your awareness beneath the thoughts to something which is solid and unchangeable. And that's the part of you that connects to consciousness, which is held in the Dantian, what I call home. I'm from Kansas, so I have a word for it called home. Good. So slowly open your eyes, but keep that connection with your body. And try to keep that connection for the rest of the day. And I'll see you tomorrow for the very last day of the detox.